Good day, beautiful soul. Ready to make some money? Yeah. Matt here. Welcome to another session on Intention Inspired, where our intention for the next 30 days or so is manifesting that money. Yeah, we're having a lot of fun with it. So today, let us confront our fears and misconceptions that we may have about money so that we can embrace prosperity with purpose. I am a big fan of Robert Kiyosaki. He really helped me gain a whole lot of financial literacy back in high school when I first understood that I'm going to have to take matters into my own hands, when the response from my parents anytime I wanted something was, honey, if you want that, you're just going to have to buy it yourself, because we did not grow up with a lot of money. So the blessing in disguise was it inspired me to focus up on what money is all about. And Robert Kiyosaki just held my hand through so much of my financial wealth. And one of the most inspiring takeaways from Robert Kiyosaki is his statement, don't work for money, make money work for you. And this principle of making money work for us really breaks a lot of the conventional belief systems that tied to our work and our labor, and we really gotta just work hard to make money. And this idea of making money work for us really invites us to change our perception of money from a finite resource to an accessible tool that can be used and leveraged to design the lives we want. So that's what today's intention is all about. It's about understanding that money, much like any other resource, can and should be used to better our lives and the lives of others. So some of the key actionable takeaways we'll be exploring today are to understand our own personal relationship with money, to explore ways that we can invest in income generating assets. Those are the assets that make our money work for us. And then just how to use this wealth for purposeful, intentional living. So let's explore. Robert Kiyosaki once said, the size of our success is measured by the strength of our desire, the size of our dream, and how we handle disappointment along the way. There's a study by Cambridge University that revealed that our money habits are formed by the age of 7, much like many of our other deeply grooved habits. So this just implies that our financial attitudes and behaviors are deeply ingrained and might need some significant effort and just practice in awareness to transform. And we can rewire our brains. Our brains are malleable. And to form these new empowering habits simply just requires consistent practice, awareness, developing new financial literacy as opposed to defaulting on old beliefs and thoughts and language around money. So let us embrace this opportunity and reshape our financial future. Let's explore this with a short, sweet, simple meditation to just explore and perhaps transform our unconscious beliefs about money and make some more space for abundant thinking. Let's begin by finding a comfortable position where we can just relax, yet remain alert and present wherever we are. Begin by closing your eyes and just taking a deep breath in, and a long, slow breath out, arriving more fully to ourselves in this moment. In this short meditation, we'll be cultivating awareness around any limited beliefs or unconscious behaviors that might be inhibiting the flow of money in our life. So as we rest in with our breath, let our awareness begin to drift towards our thoughts and feelings about money. No judgment, we're just simply observing the thoughts that come up. Are they positive thoughts? Negative thoughts? Just neutral? We're just noticing. Perhaps we notice if there are any reoccurring thoughts or patterns we have around money. Do you find yourself worrying about not having enough? Or are you afraid of losing what you have? Perhaps there are beliefs that you're undeserving of wealth, of abundance. All of our unconscious beliefs, when we bring them into our awareness, that begins to dismantle the power they have on us. And they can begin to be explored and challenged. And now with each inhalation, each breath in, we're going to visualize a golden light of abundance entering our body. And with each breath out, see those limiting beliefs leaving the body. Deep breath in with that golden light entering our body. And on the exhale, any fear-based thoughts leaving the body. This just helps us make some room for the belief in our potential to attract and hold more wealth. We can continue to see this golden light expanding within us, filling every cell of our being with the knowledge and assurance of our inherent worthiness of financial success. Feeling this energy transforming any residual fear or uncertainty into a confident belief in our capability to create and sustain prosperity. As we continue to breathe in this golden light of abundance, perhaps asking ourselves, what steps can I take to align my actions with this new belief? And then simply listen. The answers are within. Seek and you shall find. They may come as images, feelings, words, or just a knowing. You can trust what you receive. As we close this short, sweet meditation, let's carry this feeling of abundance with us throughout the day, knowing that each moment is an opportunity to transform our relationship with money. And remember, every step we take towards aligning our beliefs and actions with financial abundance is a healthy step towards unraveling our limiting beliefs and creating more prosperity. As you're ready, feel free to open your eyes, bringing awareness back to our surroundings, breathing in this new sense of purpose and resolve, On your next exhale, you can silently affirm to yourself, I am capable of creating abundance. Let's take a moment to reflect on how money is currently working for us to enhance our life. What money beliefs and practices have you adopted that help you cultivate a more joyous state of being? Let's just cherish these instances and express thankfulness for them. And on the shadow side, let's reflect on our less than fun relational dynamics with money. Where might you experience anxiety or fear with money? Where might you be unconsciously blocking the flow of money? Dig deep into the reasons behind these feelings. It's such a worthy exploration. Even if we don't pinpoint the formative events and core beliefs that we have around money, the more awareness that we bring to our conditioned behaviors and current beliefs is what begins the process of dismantling the power they have over us and providing us with the opportunities to rewire a more abundant and joyful relationship with money. So let's recognize some of these protective parts within us that are holding on to fear or anxiety about money and extend some loving awareness towards them and invite healing into these spaces. This process involves recognizing and acknowledging the parts of us that hold on to financial fear or scarcity. So let's just call this part of us the sacred saver. We've all got our own sacred saver in us. Let's just recognize that this part of us develops out of necessity. It's on our side. It's looking out for our best interests. And perhaps our sacred saver developed these fear-based perspectives because they were trying to navigate a past financial instability or some past uncertainty. And we can just ground ourselves, feeling our feet on the ground, your breath moving in and out. This grounded part of us is the state of self that is characterized by qualities of curiosity, compassion, calmness. Notice how your bigger sense of self can embody both our scared, sacred saver, and our grounded, curious compassion. We can ebb and flow between the two. So we can start to get to know our sacred saver simply by inviting the sacred saver into our awareness. Ask it what it is afraid of. What does it believe about money and about your capacity to generate wealth? Let's just listen for a moment without judgment. Nice. Now we can assure our sacred saver that it's safe now. It's okay to trust in abundance. We can acknowledge this fear, validate its experiences, while gently assuring that those fears are based on past experiences. And this present moment offers a chance for growth and abundance. And as this sacred saver feels heard and acknowledged, perhaps we can meet it with our prosperous self. This is the part of us that believes in our capacity to attract and manage wealth. And we can let our sacred saver know that the prosperous self will be taking the lead on our financial decisions moving forward. We can just spend a few more minutes allowing the sacred saver part of us and the prosperous part of us to integrate this new understanding, expressing gratitude toward the sacred saver for its protective role, and towards the prosperous saver for stepping into leadership. And as we do this practice, we're not eliminating the sacred saver, but instead healing its fear, acknowledging its purpose, and moving forward with a more constructive mindset towards money. Speaking of which, Robert Kiyosaki invites us to a healthy habit, and that is to focus on acquiring more income-generating assets over the long haul. This is much of Robert Kiyosaki's work on how to do this. So, an income-generating asset. This is something that puts money into our pocket, as opposed to a liability, which is something that takes money out of our pocket. It's pretty straightforward. So here are a few examples to get our gears turning on where we might be able to eliminate those costly liabilities that are draining our bank account and invite more money-making assets. So, some list of common assets like real estate, stocks and bonds, mutual funds, businesses, intellectual properties like patents, copyrights, yada yada. Those are kind of more of the more common long haul assets. Some other ones might include like just our creative side hustles, lemonade stands, maybe a book, song, royalties. Maybe we have a vintage comic book collection we can start to get rid of. Maybe a social media channel that we're growing. An overproductive vegetable garden. We could start selling at the local farmer's market or just to neighbors, especially if we have like chickens that have an abundance of eggs or beehives that we could sell the honey. Maybe you want to think about putting a vending machine in that one prime location. These are all examples of income generating assets, as opposed to liabilities, which you are probably quite familiar with, things like credit card debt, car loans, mortgages, student loans, just those money pit hobbies like costly vintage car restorations. Maybe you've got some expensive memberships that you never use. Maybe you've got a pet tiger that just has become extremely expensive to keep up with. Maybe you've got like a really expensive avocado toast addiction. Or like an out of control beanie baby collecting addiction. And, keep in mind, a lot of these like mortgages are a great example. I have, $400,000 in debt of mortgage for a house, but that mortgage is actually putting money into my pocket because it's a real estate property that I rent out and generate more money than it takes away. So yeah, just some good reflections on things that put money in your pocket versus things that take money out of the pocket. And as we reflect on yesterday's session with Dave Ramsey, let's act our wage. Let's create a healthy balance of these assets and liabilities by continuing to observe our money spending habits and, slowly just making those changes to include more assets than liabilities. So just a quick journal prompt reflection for us to create some actionable takeaways that we can play with. How can you change your perspective on money and make it work for you rather than against you? What are some limiting beliefs that you might repeat to yourself internally? Some fears that you hold on to that you might be able to loosen up? What's an asset category that that just like excites you to explore more and cultivate more of? And what's a liability category that drains your bank account more than it needs to? Beautiful. Kudos. Thank you so much for exploring today's session with me on money, on just embracing abundance by transcending those financial fears. It's been so much fun exploring our relationship with money and just having the courage to change some things up. This is a long haul journey. So we're just planting some really healthy seeds towards the path of purposeful prosperity, slow and steady, stoking out our future self. Nice work. If you would like to share anything that came up for you on today's session, we would love to hear from you. Feel free to hop over to intentioninspired.com and share in our community activity feed. All right, looking forward to checking in tomorrow as we continue to cultivate our money magic. Peace, love, prosperity.